What if there were no humans on Earth? When we mention the theory of evolution, we also mention that in the long history of humanity, there is a gap of 100,000 years known as the missing link. This means that modern humans appeared around 150,000 years ago, but we only find the earliest traces of humans about 10,000 years ago, known as Göbekli Tepe. During this period of more than 100,000 years, there is no evidence of human evolution or human civilization. In contrast, from the Sumerian civilization to the present, it only took us 6,500 years to develop into our current state. So, those 100,000 years should have seen multiple developments in human history, but from our current observations, it appears as if there were no activities during that time. Some people speculate that during these 100,000 years, humans may have evolved many times and developed advanced civilizations, which were subsequently destroyed. So what we see now might be just the most recent development that started 6,500 years ago. In this speculation, there is a question that many people might have: if there were indeed advanced civilizations in the past, why haven't any remnants of these civilizations, such as their buildings or advanced technology like aircraft, been left behind to this day? It's a strange phenomenon, isn't it? If we consider things like stones, how can we believe that there were highly advanced civilizations in the past? If humans have developed to our current level with skyscrapers, airplanes, tanks, and satellites, how long would it take to reach a point where there is nothing left? So today, let's assume this scenario: all humans on Earth suddenly disappear right now. What do you think would happen first? However, that's not the first thing that would happen. First, within a few hours, the entire Earth would experience a complete power outage. Essentially, all power plants or generators require human supervision and maintenance to operate properly. Without humans, the most secure nuclear power plants would stop working due to excessive core temperatures. Similarly, fossil fuel power plants that require humans to refuel would also cease to function. Hydroelectric power plants without human supervision would stop working, and even solar and wind power would cease to operate due to the lack of human maintenance. So, electricity would quickly disappear from the Earth. Then, 2 days after the disappearance of humans, a very serious problem would arise. As you may know, there are many underground structures today, such as subways and underground malls. These underground structures have 24-hour drainage systems that, if left unattended without electricity, would stop working. In less than 48 hours, all subways and underground buildings would flood. Next, 10 days after the disappearance of humans, the fruits and vegetables in supermarkets would start to rot because refrigerators would stop working. The most severe issue would be with pets in homes. Since they can't open doors themselves and can't access the food in refrigerators, they would likely starve to death. Even in the lucky cases where some pets manage to escape, there would be several scenarios. Firstly, dogs would go extinct because most of them are domesticated and wouldn't know how to hunt in a natural environment. They would quickly starve in a world without human-provided food. Cats, on the other hand, would thrive because they retain their wild instincts and would immediately start hunting for food. Another thing that would disappear is the common house mouse. While mice are often seen as resilient, they rely heavily on human society for food scraps and shelter. Without humans, they would struggle to survive, and those that do survive would likely become prey for cats. In fact, many animals currently rely on human-generated waste or leftovers to survive. Once humans are gone, they would revert to their wild instincts and start hunting. At the bottom of this food chain are mice. So, what would happen 30 years after the disappearance of humans, in 2053? Most of the large buildings and structures created by humans, including skyscrapers, bridges, dams, towers, and tunnels, would have collapsed due to years of neglect. However, to preserve human knowledge and history, there are efforts to store data in a durable medium. For example, there's a place in California called the Granite Center, which is part of the Getty Museum. It houses a massive human data repository containing books, artworks, magnetic tapes, and more. This repository is carefully controlled for temperature and humidity to ensure long-term preservation. But if there were no humans or electricity to maintain these conditions, the stored data would deteriorate within 100 years. Even our current methods of data storage, like USB drives, hard drives, and CDs, would degrade in less than 20 years without human intervention. One medium that might last more than 10,000 years is stone carvings. These can survive a long time because they are naturally durable. For example, the pyramids and Sphinx in Egypt, which were carved from stone, have stood for thousands of years. So, to summarize, in a world without humans, the first immediate changes would be the loss of electricity, followed by the flooding of underground structures and the abandonment of pets. Over the years, many buildings and structures would deteriorate and collapse, and most human-created data would be lost. However, some stone carvings and natural landmarks would remain as a testament to our existence. In the end, while humans have made a significant impact on the planet, nature would eventually reclaim the Earth, erasing many of our traces and allowing new ecosystems to flourish. The absence of humans would lead to a world where the forces of nature take center stage once again. So, what are your thoughts on this scenario? What do you think would happen if humans suddenly disappeared from Earth? Feel free to share your ideas or questions, and let's discuss.